Welcome on into another video. So today the original idea was that this was just going to be another highlight video. We are going to do that in the back part of the video as well, but we've just had an update dropped on us. It was quite a meaty update, to be honest. It was like 43 gigabyte for PC, but Call of Duty has now gone through some changes, and it's starting to see into the changes that we're going to be seeing in the way that Warzone will be moving forward, in the way that it links into all of their Call of Duties. So as you can see on the screen, you know what I mean, the moment you log in, you now have 3 different sections. Let me just click on here. Yeah, you can now see that you've got the Call of Duty Black Ops a little bit shown up, Warzone, and then we've also got the Modern Warfare bit. Okay, so they're all now separated out. Now, I did play a little bit yesterday, so obviously some of the stuff I'm going to talk about may not pop because I've already seen it, kind of thing, but I'll talk about what it kind of goes. So if we go into Warzone now, though, and it'll obviously progress and fetch all the little bits and pieces and close this. Now, one of the first things that popped when I went into weapons was that loadouts are now separated. So you now have 10 custom classes that you can use for Warzone, and they will not transfer over to the 10 custom classes in multiplayer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Okay, which is quite a big change, and it's quite good, you know what I mean? It means that you can have multiple classes set up, and you don't have to worry about, if you do pop on multiplayer, then having to change or break down classes and stuff like that, which is really nice to see. Okay. Now, one of the next changes was in operators. As you can see, we now no longer have any factions. They're now all showing just as all operators, because don't really make a difference in Warzone. You can choose any one that you want, and you can play as it. We do have a new operator who's just been added as well, Griggs. I think he was in one of the first Modern Warfares or something like that from what I've seen, but he's now there, and you can get him in the store, and he'll show up here. Okay. He does have some new stuff, like there's a new finisher and a couple of cool like little guns, you know what I mean? Pretty much Warzone kind of style guns, you know what I mean? That MP5 set up pretty much for Warzone. And then we also have a pretty standard kind of setup for an M4, 50 round mags, you know what I mean? All that kind of jazz, with crimson and gold tracers. I may pick this up myself because it does look like it's quite a nice little setup, and there's some cool little stuff in there, and obviously a new operator is always nice. Now, the next thing that has been mentioned, and we have, and a lot of people have talked about, like in other videos and stuff like that I've seen, is when you go into barracks and you go into records, there's now a new game mode that's been added on the Warzone thing called Rebirth. Okay. Now, from what the rumors going around is that this is apparently talking about a new map. It's the Rebirth Island. It's basically the Alcatraz map that everyone thinks is going to happen. Okay, the Alcatraz map is already on COD Mobile, I believe, so it's not too much of a difficulty for them to kind of port it across and stuff like that. Or at least that's as far as I understand. I'm not a game dev, so I have no idea. But yeah, so this one, look, from what we've seen, or from what people are talking about, is going to be like Alcatraz map. Okay, probably a much smaller, like mini kind of Royale style game mode, and then, you know what I mean, it'll go through there. Now, there isn't anything else showing up here. There's no custom maps or anything, or custom kind of game modes that are currently showing up. Okay, so it's a bit interesting to see that they haven't updated the playlist, and we now just have the BRs, you know what I mean, normal ones, and Plunder Trios. Okay, so that means that there might be something else updating very soon, like a playlist update that'll change, and that'll add more stuff in very soon. Now, there is also rumors as well, and this is one that I saw on a recent video that I was watching about some of the rundowns of these changes, was that there's been the idea that there's going to be a new contract added. Okay. And it's going to be called something like detection, or like, you know what I mean, like it's basically like a bit like a treasure hunt. So you get this, it gives you a bit of a radar kind of ping, and then when you find, it'll be a loot box that's hidden somewhere on the island or on the map, wherever, and when you find it, it will basically give you an RX car. You know, the explosive cars from Black Ops. Yeah, it's going to give you one of them, the C4 RX cars. Now, I mean, to be honest, that seems a bit broken. Like, final circle, if you hold that till the final circle and then use it in the final circle, that can be literally the difference of you winning or losing, because that RX car coming barreling around, like, say, a rock that you've decided to, like, you know, like, kind of hide behind and take you out. I mean, it could also work to your your downside. You could pop that, run off, and go and try and kill someone, and they could sneak up behind you and tap you. So, some interesting things that are coming about, and it's nice to see the way that they're trying to integrate the new Call of Duty, because the way that the running theory is that Warzone is going to continue for several years, and it's going to be a connecting kind of gameplay mode that's going to be attached to all the future CODs. So as the new COD comes out, features of Warzone will be updated and things like that. Whether it gets an engine change or anything like that in future CODs is a bit up in the air. It's not going to get an engine change, the devs have confirmed, or at least that's what I've kind of read and stuff like that. They've confirmed that it won't be getting an engine change for the Black Ops, okay, the Cold War. Now, that's kind of the update. A lot of the patch notes and everything like that I've read through basically are just bug fixes. There's nothing actually, like, big that's been done, okay? So, yeah, it's all just kind of bug fixes, stopping people from being able to cheese maps and stuff like that. There was, like, ones with the Armored Royale thing with the truck, where they could get the truck to spawn under the map, things like that. But, yeah, no weapon balances, no weapon changes as of yet. But that then leads us into the highlight part. So what comes next is I decided to have a bit of a play with an EBR setup. Okay, now this is how I keep doing that. Going to Gunsmith. This is how I've got it set up for the moment. Okay, and I decided to give it a bit of a go because an EBR is a weapon that I've never seen anyone really use in Warzone. Okay. I do have some clips that will be coming after this of some of the claps and stuff like that came about because of it. I did have a lot more footage for this, but I accidentally recorded my just chatting screen instead of the actual live scene, so I lost quite a bit of footage. It was like 3 hours worth of footage of this, but there was some beautiful shots where I was pinging people out of cars and stuff like that. Now, in this weapon, basically, if you can hit a person in the head, you will break armor with one shot. And because of its the fact that it's a semi-automatic rifle, you can basically then tap again. So you'll see that in a couple of bits where I'd kind of double tap people and take them down. But if you've enjoyed, obviously, the clips that'll come next, please obviously hit the subscribe and the like button so I can keep making these. Other than that, though, thank you very much. Just ran off into the woods.
Out the back.
Threw up armor. He's dead. Just damned him, but he's 7.
Guy in the tower's still there.
I broke his armor and tagged him. This through here. Downed one. Up on here.
Oh, you're joking, I haven't got a gun. Back up in the police station.
I'm down. I killed one, but I'm down.
Are you under? Oh.
I took the helicopter and I tried to go and confirm it. He killed me out the helicopter.